Okay, we have a restless class today, I see. My wife's a first grade teacher, and she just has to clap and everybody listens, but I know I don't have to do that with you guys. But no, thank you for coming down. I think we had a great turnout, and the fact that everybody is so engaged is a great sign that we're going to have a good day ahead. So thank you for coming. Welcome to Datadog Summit. My name is Greg Reeder. I'm the Senior Director of Marketing here at Datadog, and we're excited that so many customers, partners, and people that can get things done all showed up today on this nice day in Washington, D.C. to join us in what we're working on. So just to give you a little idea of what you face, we've got the opening keynote, we've got a couple of great speakers, fireside chats, case studies, customer spotlights. We'll have a break, you get some refreshments, and we'll have an afternoon packed for what's next for Datadog and great talks about AI with some great keynote speakers. And then afterwards, we'll have a reception. Everybody's welcome to attend, and we promise to be good hosts. We won't even kick you out. You can stay as long as you want. So that'll be fun right after we're done with the event. And we also have wonderful speakers here today. We've got our great opening keynote, a very insightful keynote, prominent people in the industry. They're going to give you great insights, and then a whole host of amazing speakers that you're going to get to hear throughout the day, and also some wonderful sponsors. There they go. But they're not just sponsors, they're our partners. They're the ones that work with us at Datadog to help solve some of the biggest challenges all of you face. You'll find them located on the flanks of the room, so please take the time during the break or afterwards to catch up with them and find out what they can do to help with some of the things that you're facing. And then also, what to expect from GovSummit. I talked a little bit about what you're going to experience. If you need to get up, use the bathroom, they're out at the back. But also, we're right here in this facility that you get to enjoy with the nice purple theme. We had to find some place in DC that would fit Datadog, and of course we got purple columns, so it all works. But I also wanted to start off with a little bit of information about you're here to make history. So, and I have some pictures to show you why. Pictures about what you're doing right here in the hotel today, and has nothing to do with Datadog, but I thought it would be fun. So the first one is, we've got Gene Autry. He was known as the Singing Cowboy. There was a venue right here at the hotel called the Rainbow Room up through to the 1950s where it was known as the preeminent place to go in Washington for cocktails and for political gossip. So that still holds true today. You're part of that history right here in the hotel. The second one is, and this is for ERIX, it's Jules, I messed it up already, Jules Henri Dussabour. Right. He is the French architect that designed the hotel, also the French embassy, and a host of other buildings around. And he was also a graduate of Yale and a member of the secret society. Their symbol is the skull and crossbones. Members of that society are in the CIA, presidents, chiefs of justice. They're all part of that secret society. And to pay homage to him, there's a micro bar upstairs. You can go look at it. And it's called the Society. It has a skull and crossbones. It has notes from the architect. And hidden behind a little curtain there, if you pull it back, you can see the skull and crossbones with some hidden numeric meaning. So another tidbit. FDR held his inauguration rally here. Senator Truman actually lived in the hotel before he was president, and one of the biggest labor deals was struck here with the AFL-CIO in 1936. And why did they have it at the hotel? Because the hotel had air conditioning, and that's where government happens, in comfort. So we wanted to make sure that happened here too. So 3 more, and then I'll get us on to the next story. But you're also sitting here in the Skylar. This venue was actually the Almas Masonic Temple, and it was converted by the hotel about 5 years ago into the nice venue that you see here today. Why that was important, I forgot. But anyway, no, why it's important is it's named the Skylar after Elizabeth Schuyler Hamilton, who was the wife of Alexander Hamilton, and she was known to throw big, lavish parties with her sisters. Now you're part of one of those big, lavish parties. And the next one is actually a picture of the hotel in 1922. And for the financial services folks in the room, I apologize, but this hotel was the center of a fraud scandal for the real estate industry in 1922. The chairman of the Federal Reserve, members of Congress were implicated. 4 people went to prison for 14 years. But don't worry, you're fine here today. It's no big deal. And then the last one is parking. In 1821, John Quincy Adams founded a church right next door with the architect of the Capitol, and it stood for almost 100 years until they knocked it down for something even more sacred, a parking garage. So you get to be part of history today right here in the venue as the first Datadog Summit to be held right here in the Hamilton Hotel. So a round of applause for yourselves for showing. So I don't think my clicker's working, so I'm just going to have you guys do it. Next slide, please. Okay, so we go far away from Washington. 193 million acres of forest and wilderness, some of the most pristine areas throughout the United States. And the U.S. Forest Service is responsible for all of it. Every single day, the technology that supports the people that take care of those lands and those missions it has to work. It can't go down without fail. But what we'll see here in the next picture is it's not just about the lands that they manage. And what we usually fall into with the trap, even people in government or outside, is you think it's just that agency and that's what they do, Forest Service. But they don't just do Forest Service. They have biologists and botanists and scientists and firefighters. They have people that use tons of applications, and every single one of those people needs data. And everybody in there needs data and the systems that run on them to not fail. And they're there because they want to serve. And they do things like save the black-footed ferret and the bald eagle. So it's important for them to take care of everything, citizens all the way down to the wildlife that's in our country. But with a big system like that, there's a lot of data. There's a lot of systems that interact with each other, and the Forest Service had a challenge. They had 150 mission-critical systems at any given time. They were doing cloud migration, hybrid environments, and they had multiple teams working in multiple silos, and none of it interconnected. And that's common with companies, it's common with government, and it was happening at the Forest Service. Over 1,000 virtual machines, and they needed one unified view. So they brought in Datadog and our partner EchoSelect to help them with that challenge. We were honored to be able to help solve the challenges that they face. So they implemented Datadog across their stack, full service monitoring all the way down to real user monitoring at the end. And afterwards, they were able to reduce their mean time to resolution by 60% from more than an hour down to less than 20 minutes. They improved the ability to find errors by 85%. And really what it came down to at the end of the day, they were able to serve all those people we just saw on the slide before. So when we think about that, it's not just about the data. It's about the people that use the data, being able to have them do their work without fail. And when technology works in the background, it's invisible, but it gives the security and support that everybody need. And so that's why I wanted to bring up that topic at the end, because it's the most important thing to us, companies like ours, that we build systems that are secure and safe and scale to help support the missions that you all do. And I wanted to use that as an illustration just to kind of set the stage, because we're going to get technical later on, but there are real-world people doing real-world things behind what all of you do, and we appreciate the challenges you face.